Thank you for tuning into another episode of Help Nobody Told Me. I'm Jasmine Shapiro. I am a realtor here in the North Shore of Chicago with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. My co-host here is Mindy Leonard, and she's with Super Organized Spaces.
Thank you. Yes, here we are, another episode. And today we're excited because Julie Kaplan is with us. Julie Kaplan is the owner of Julie Kaplan Photography. It's an award-winning studio and has been in business for 23 years. She photographs portraits in her Highland Park studio, which is in Illinois, and on location all throughout the Chicagoland area. She specializes in headshots, personal branding, beauty, boudoir, children, families, and dogs. Her signature strength is putting clients at ease while using natural, flattering poses and beautiful lighting tailored to each genre. Why I'm stumbling over that word. You're a full-service boutique.
Absolutely.
But let's hear about your 50 Women Over 50 experience.
That's so interesting.
I know.
Thank you.
This is
How
what
did you
we're
get
most
involved
excited
with that?
about, right?
Yeah, so it kind of came out of nowhere for me. I was, it was about, maybe 6 years ago. I was asked, I went to a business workshop, a business mentoring workshop, and the woman photographer said, while you're here, we're going to be taking some headshots of you, some beauty, we're going to have your makeup done, you need to bring some stuff. And I was like, no, that's okay. I do not want to get my picture taken. She's like, no, you need to have your picture taken. And I was like, listen, I've gained weight, I don't have a hairstyle, I feel frumpy, I'm just not, no, I don't want to do it. And she was like, well, that's too bad. So get a couple tops, and when you're down here in Florida, you're going to go through the process like your clients do. And at the time, I wasn't really doing beauty. I did a lot of headshots and family work and stuff like that. And I was dreading it. I was absolutely dreading it.
Did you not want to go?
I did not want to go.
Yeah.
The mentorship was incredible. It was actually just an amazing learning experience. But when it came time for us to, the women to get their headshots done, I was trying to get out of it. And she did a pretty quick session, had my makeup done, put on some earrings she had in the studio, had a couple tops, and went through it pretty fast and totally put me at ease, just real personable. And then really right after the shoot, because I was catching a plane, she showed me the images sort of straight out of camera on a monitor. And I started to cry.
Aww.
So
aren't you so glad you did it, though?
I am so glad I do it. So that is the reason. I said the words, I can't believe I'm still in there. Because I had been divorced, I had gained weight. Every excuse you can think of not feeling good about yourself. And I looked at those pictures, and I think the headshot's on my website, and I was like, oh my God, and I cried. So when I came home from that, I really wanted to give other women that experience as well. So it really sort of evolved into also an aging situation, because I was in my late 50s, and I knew other women too that were in life's transitions on so many different levels. Yeah. And so I started this experience for women over 50, and I've photographed over 200 women for it already.
So do people come to you willingly, or is it the same situation where they're dreading it and you're like, no, I promise you
well, they sign up for it.
Okay. How do they find you? How do they find this program?
Mostly social media.
Okay.
Some referral based, but mostly social media, where on Facebook they see my work. I did do some Facebook ads that were targeted towards women, and everybody came to me willingly, but when they showed up, they said, I don't know what I'm doing here. Right. And, a little bit freaked out at the same time. So,
but you could relate.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
That's what's so beautiful about it, is that you say, I truly understand.
I got you.
I've been in your shoes, literally.
Right.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So I don't think I could have done this without going through it myself. Absolutely not. So, and that's how it started. And I put my own spin on it, and have, like I said, I've photographed about 200 women. I just brought the barrier down to 40 because so many women were saying they wanted to be a part of it as well. But I think women of, that age, in their, 50s, 60s, I've done 70s, 80s, they're just so interesting, and they're in a place in their lives where they can think about themselves for the first time in many ways.
So then, is it like the experience you went through where you tell them, bring a couple of tops? Do you have makeup and hair there, or do they have to be done by the time they get to you?
So I start off by doing a wardrobe consultation, and I do that via Zoom. And I send out a guide ahead of time on things that they should look for in their closet that will be flattering, things that, whatever, looking for all seasons and necklines and textures and stuff like that to make it interesting. And then we get on Zoom, and they're just sort of showing me stuff, and I'm in their closet basically, and I'm like, what's that pink thing over there? They're like, oh, that's old. I'm like, that looks perfect. That would be perfect. That's going to look so good. So I kind of get in there, and it's also the first time we really sort of meet, and so I'm in their closet basically. So it's
so what you do.
Right, in a different way.
It's a very intimate experience.
It's very intimate.
Yeah. And, they're telling you all about their insecurities while they're in their closet. And, oh, this doesn't fit, or this is, whatever.
Or it used to fit when I was 10 pounds lighter, but I'm not wearing that now.
You hear it all. You hear it all.
Right.
And I'm telling them it doesn't have to zip in the back. No one's going to notice. So... and then when they come to the studio, I have a makeup artist who I've been working with for, I think, 9 years now. And she's amazing. And what's really great about offering the makeup, besides the fact that they're going to look and feel great, and then they can go out afterwards, is that I'm sitting next to them and we're just talking.
Right.
The three of us, Christina, myself, the person that came to be photographed, and we're just sort of relaxed and talking and shooting the breeze kind of things. But I'm also hearing about their children or their mother or the divorce or so by the time we go to start the session, which is usually about an hour after makeup, then we really know each other quite a bit. And I think that just naturally I like talking to people, and I like asking people questions about themselves. So it becomes a relationship that is much easier than if you're like, I need a quick headshot. Those aren't fun for me. No. I mean, I can do them, but I don't get to know you.
This has more meaning.
So, So.
And I can only imagine how somebody is walking in, right? And initially, and they might have all the apprehensions that you were talking about that you had, but by doing the makeup there and giving them that 1 hour time to just kind of relax and get to know you, I'm sure then their comfort level
absolutely
absolutely that's a very smart strategy on your
part.
The
makeup, I used to think about having them go do their own going to like the counter at Neiman Marcus or whatever. But I found that time was so invaluable for us. It's just like 3 friends having coffee kind of thing. And so it really, really helps in relaxing them. Everyone says the same 2 things when they walk in the door because they're coming with their wardrobe. They're like, I feel like I'm moving in and I don't know what I'm doing here.
Right.
And, sheer panic. And then literally, like I said, the first couple minutes of the shoot, of course, they're like, I don't like this angle, my arm is this, they're telling me all their, all the things that they don't like about themselves.
And you're like, but I'm the photographer.
And I'm like, I know, I get it. Me too, so.
I think the fact that you went through it, though, is like all the difference.
And that's why, I tell people it's really very transformative because, like, I feel like I'm going to cry in a way because literally I didn't feel great about myself and for a long time. And I just let myself go and, where was I going? What was I dressing up for?
Right.
Oh, I don't put makeup on.
To that.
Sure.
Absolutely. And just like I don't buy anything new and nice for myself. oh, need to make the appointment to get my hair colored and all of that. And then to see yourself with a sparkle in your eye and knowing that it wasn't just a smile, it was the rapport that she made me laugh. She got to know me for a couple of days in this workshop. And
what was the term you used? Like, I'm still inside of there or something? Like,
yeah,
I thought that was so perfect.
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm still in there.
Right.
And it really was mind blowing to me. And I was like, it was like the confidence booster that I needed. Of course, you go back and you're not wearing, whatever, but it changed me.
Right.
It changed me. It really made me feel that people could see me differently than how I felt always, but it also changed the way that I felt about myself. Of course, there's those days where I'm, wearing sweatpants and my hair is up in a messy bun. Yeah, and whatever.
Right, and you need those days.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I definitely feel that it gave me a gift.
Yeah.
And so that gift is something that is so invaluable that you can give a woman at any age, but I think especially in midlife, when we're also, starting that, things are changing very rapidly with our faces and our bodies and our lives and our children and all of that. And so it's a way it's a way to spend a day with yourself and not worry about anything, and I've got you, and let's just have fun.
Well, it's, I think, so important, and I think you would agree, Mindy, is that this podcast is about life transitions, and it could be about you gained weight, you lost weight, maybe you had a health issue, maybe you stayed home and raised your kids, and now all of a sudden you want to re-enter the workforce, and it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm a farce, like a fraud, whatever they call
Imposter
it.
syndrome.
Yeah, right.
So I think there's so many women that go through these feelings and stages, and it sounds like through your lens, though, you can really kind of have them reconnect with who they really are.
That's absolutely it.
Yeah.
That's absolutely it.
So what feedback are you getting from women, and when do they get to see the photos that you take?
So usually a couple days afterwards. It started during COVID where I couldn't really meet them in person as much. And I shot with a mask on and everything, but it evolved. The whole COVID thing evolved. So usually a couple days after I download the pictures, I take a lot of pictures and I cull through them. I do a Zoom appointment with them, and they're nervous, and of course the first thing they look at is their neck, or
whatever they hate on themselves, like they're most critical.
Right, but they're not as critical as they were before. They were more like, oh my God, and I've had women cry. I have women say, I can't believe, I just can't believe that I look like that. Like I said, many women have insecurities about their weight and what have you, and just by me posing somebody and blocking them in certain areas and focusing on different areas that make you more comfortable, and the lighting and all of that, you're not necessarily looking at everything whole that we tend to look at. And so that's when they look at their pictures. That's when they get to pick out the pictures that they want. Many of the ones, I should add that, which is very cool about this, that many women are coming back after staying home or, leaving their careers to raise their children, and so many are starting their own businesses. And so this may start as a headshot, but it becomes a personal branding session.
Sure.
And so they're coaches, they're fitness instructors, they're yoga. I had a martial arts, like, I don't even know what they're called. So attorney, you name it, therapists, everybody. And they come back, and many of them feel like they're imposters. And that's the, like sort of word that keeps happening in this middle age kind of thing. But then when they see that they look relaxed, they look approachable, they look confident, which is all the things you need to run a business and relate to people, and they see that I've brought this out of them in the process, they get very excited. And they use these images and they rotate these images, and I see them in the media and on their websites and Facebook posts and all of that.
That's so cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. What about the women who don't have a business and they're just doing it for themselves personally?
Oh, many of them.
What do they do with the photos afterwards? Do you know?
Many of them just do it for themselves.
That's okay.
They do. They want to feel good about themselves. Others gift it. There's an anniversary coming up. Sometimes we go in a little sexy mode if they want to, and they do it for, someone else. But oftentimes, they'll get the digital file of the ones that they purchase, and then I give them a beautiful print. And it's important that I give them the print because nobody has prints.
I was going to say, no one will ever print it out.
No one will ever print it out, and it'll be lost on a camera roll. It won't be important anymore. And we all know, because we grew up in an era where our pictures were on the walls. Our grandparents' pictures were on the walls. And it's a very powerful feeling. And I think something, I'm going to digress for a second, that, young kids today don't value a print so much. Right. But they have to know that when they pass by their image from when they were 7 or 9, that it is a feeling that they have, and it's a comfortable feeling. And so when I tell the women, don't be afraid to, hang these up. I do wall portraits too, and many of them, do large portraits as well. But just changing your image, moving it, I do packages, and so I have them on easels and in these cute boxes, and switching them around just to make you feel good, to make your children recognize you as someone more than just your mom, but someone who's fashionable and confident and hip and all of that. So the print to me is really, really invaluable.
So do you only do women, or do you do, I think you had said dogs, and
so I started out
family, are you really focusing on this now at this stage in your career?
Well, so I started out doing children and family when my kids were little, and I had studied photography, and we don't have to get into how I got it all started, but that's what was my
your
bread.
career evolves.
Yeah, absolutely, and it just does. And so it was children and family for such a long time. And then I got into doing pets, and then people started asking me about, headshots and, this, that, and the other. They were asking me for events, which I eventually realized that I did not like because I couldn't communicate with.
Right.
I really wasn't adding that much, and I wasn't that good at it. And so for me, it didn't feel good. So I
knew your lane.
Right.
I had to
need to connect with it.
It took me a while. I was divorced. I had to step up my game in my business, and I was taking everything on. And then I was like, I don't need to do this. Yes, the money would be nice, but this doesn't make me happy. In fact, this makes me feel not good about myself because I feel that my skills in that arena are not as good as other people's. Right. And my skill is relating to people. So yes, so I've done, I love not shooting dogs, but I love photographing. I love photographing dogs. They are a lot of fun, and they're
I don't know
very
how
challenging.
You get them to stay still, because I can never get my dog to look at me.
It's challenging.
Or those great ones with the tongue and the food coming at them.
Those are hard to do.
Yeah,
very hard to do. But I love doing the dogs. I don't know if I'm not even sure if this is on my website or not, but one of my other passions was I hooked up with an organization called Flashes of Hope. And it is working with children that have cancer and their families. And
I love that name.
So going into the hospitals or the camps and the Christmas parties and all of that, and taking these pictures, and year after year I'm seeing them come back, which is a beautiful sight.
Yes.
Wow,
so
that's powerful.
That is really powerful. So I think what I like to do is the things that are powerful and that I can give to other people. Yeah. I can give them to other people. I do love doing headshots, but I like to make it, I don't do the one-off. Let's do the one-off. I just feel that I can't, in such a short period of time, I want you to have the best headshot you can possibly have, and 10 minutes isn't going to do it for me.
Yeah.
So my skills are good, my lighting's good, my posing's good, I have everything, but I need to feel that I'm giving the best of myself and that they're giving me their best as well. That's what makes it meaningful.
It sounds like it gives you purpose then.
It absolutely does. And the
like you
women's
said, the other things just we're not doing it for you.
Right.
Going to the events and doing weddings and things like that.
Yes. Yeah.
It's an interesting thing when you own your own business, and like you were saying, you were just taking what you could, any job, right? But then you reach a point where you get to like take a step back, and you need to feed your own soul.
Absolutely.
In the process, and
Yeah.
you figured that out.
Right.
You figured out what you need to do that, and I commend you for that, because
And then that sector of your business grew because you recognized that's the space I want to be in.
Yeah. When they say you attract,
you do.
So when I have a client come in for 50 over 50, I am so excited. I am literally like, can't wait to get to know them. Can't wait to see the woman that's in the closet, literally in the closet, come out and put something on and really turn into something else. But that experience of having the rapport with them and giving them the confidence and giving them a feeling that they matter is like the best thing you can ask for. I mean, it's the best part of my.
So you shared your personal story.
Yeah.
Is there a story of a client that just resonated with you that was so moving like yours?
Yeah, I have to tell you, I hear a lot. I do. I hear a lot, and I do stay in touch with these women. So, but I would say there was this one woman, and she was in her late 50s, and she was one of my early on clients, and she came to me and she talked a little bit about how she didn't feel good about herself, and that she said her hair was dyed like the constellation and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. But it was like the aura with the greens and the purple. Anyways.
Oh, that's so funny.
So she's doing the makeup, and I'm like, you look, just watching that transformation, and my makeup artist is not heavy-handed at all. It's very, very natural. Mm-hmm. But I can see what's going on, and they don't have a mirror in front of them or anything. And I was like, you've got to see yourself. We were halfway through. And I said, you look amazing. This is going to be amazing for you. And she burst into tears. Mm-hmm. And she's like, no one has ever told me that I was pretty. In fact, people told me I was ugly when I was younger. And my own mother never said that I was pretty. And she just sort of burst.
Of course she did.
And I let her have her moment, and we stepped back, we talked to her, we calmed her down, we redid her makeup.
I was going to say, your makeup artist was real happy with you.
Right, we did her makeup, and we went on to have such a session where she was so animated and alive, and felt she also had come from a bad marriage, horrible situations with her kids, horrible growing up experience, and she had the best time.
Aww.
And we just had so much fun, and she said it was one of the best experiences of her life. So when you see someone come in, they're scared, they're insecure, but then they fall apart and then they come back together again, it's very powerful.
Awesome.
And everyone's nervous, and like I said, the first thing a lot of them tell me is, my husband never thought I was beautiful, or I haven't been photographed since my wedding, things like that. But so she was probably, when I think about it, one of my earlier on experiences with the project, and it was just powerful. We all just sort of stopped and were like, it's okay. Mm-hmm. We're here. There's no time limit. We're here. So. Yeah.
What a gift you give to women, but also, again, I'm going back to the whole feeding your soul. You're definitely gaining a lot out of it.
Oh, I'm a changed person from this. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No.
I have been so changed by this experience, and seeing like I said, keep going back to the confidence and the transformation, and showing women how they should feel about themselves,
Yeah.
you know. And so many of them come in and they're like, I just need a headshot, and I'm gonna do this, and I'll bring a couple outfits, but I just really only need one.
Which was kind of how you were.
Yeah,
You
right.
didn't even
I'll
want to
do
do
one,
the picture.
and then
right?
they
You were
look at
like,
their pictures.
Okay, I'm just going to do this.
And they're buying more and more and more.
It's fantastic.
And it's making them
Right.
feel so good
Good.
that it makes me feel so good.
Of course.
And that's
love
the
it.
best part of it. So.
Well, can we do a fun little rapid fire
Sure.
question and answer for you? Okay, so
Okay.
we're just going to alternate giving you some questions,
Okay.
and then don't even think. Like, let's just hear
whatever
what
comes to top of mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
Just
no wrong answer.
quick.
Okay.
Just fun and light.
Okay.
I think I know the answer to this one. Studio session or outdoor shoot?
I do both, but the 50 women over 50 I always do inside
Okay.
for a variety of reasons, but I definitely go on location as well.
Okay.
Black and white or full color?
Well, in this day and age, you can do both very easily because it's digital, but I started out doing black and white only and doing it on film and processing my own images and printing.
So is that your favorite?
I loved it, but everything evolved, and I had to learn how to do digital when that happened, and then learn the computer, and then learn the edit. You know, it's always evolving.
Okay.
So the beauty of being able to show them, here it looks in black and white, and I click a button, here it looks,
Oh,
what it
right,
looks like
right,
in
right.
color. You know,
It's so
it
quick.
is ease,
Yeah.
the ease
Yeah.
of it. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite lens?
I have a favorite lens, but it was one that I really only use outside now because it's a big lens. It's a 70 to 200, and it's the aperture is 1.8, which means gets the background really creamy, blurry, yummy, and it's just great for skin tones and stuff like that. There is a studio lens that I'm hoping to get it's an 85, and it's even more creamier, but it gives me a little bit, it's not as big, so I can use it in the studio.
Oh, that sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, your biggest photo shoot pet peeve?
My biggest photo shoot pet peeve. My biggest photo shoot pet peeve is when I give directions explicitly.
And they do their own thing.
I send them a packet. I tell them on the line. I say everything needs to be pressed and on hangers. You need the right colored bras. You need to do this, that, and the other. And they come with everything rolled up in a bag. And it's just,
Right. Why?
you know, it's just like making everybody's hard job, job
Right.
harder. But we get through it and we do the best we can. So, yeah.
I can see that. Just throw it
Yeah.
in.
I was
Yeah.
like,
Right.
okay, that's gonna work.
What about beverage of choice? Would you do coffee, tea, matcha? Something stronger? What do you like?
Oh, just in general?
Yeah.
I love a chai latte. I don't drink that much, but I do like a nice glass of white wine in the summer, and I am I've cut back greatly on Diet Coke, but I still love it.
Okay, best advice for someone nervous before a shoot?
It's not like I really have advice for them. I just sort of say, I've got you, don't worry about it, we'll deal with when you get here. And I think just by me talking and being, I can be goofy and whatever, and just getting them to laugh is really what relaxes the women. So I'm not ever really nervous about that. They are, and I'm not. So I know it's going to happen. And yeah, I haven't met anyone who I didn't connect with in one way or another.
That's great. Okay, and if you weren't a photographer, what would you be doing?
I honestly have no idea. I honestly spent the early part of my life as a teenager and in my young 20s not feeling like I had a purpose or that I had any idea of what I wanted to do. And my career did sort of suddenly happen when my husband lost his job and my kids were little, and I had been photographing just friends, families for holiday cards and stuff like that. It was what did they call flight or fight?
Yeah.
I went into
Fight.
complete fight mode. And now I forgot your question.
What would
What would you be doing if you weren't a
Oh.
photographer?
There's nothing.
Yeah.
Honestly,
This is what you're-
there is absolutely
Wow, that's
nothing
amazing.
else that I would do. This has like been my absolute dream, especially since I felt so lost before. And sometimes things happen. They just sort of happen. I tell a lot of young people, like, it's just going to happen.
Yeah.
The first couple jobs may be really yucky and you don't feel good about yourself and whatever, but this was like I never would have imagined how much I love it.
Awesome.
So
What a way to end an episode.
I know.
What a way to end. I mean, I'm so happy for you that you get to do what you love
Yeah.
so
I feel
much.
I feel
It's-
blessed. I really
Yes.
do feel blessed. So
Thank
Well,
you
good for
so
you.
much for
Thanks.
coming on and sharing this beautiful story with us.
thank you.
And we will have all your contact information in our show notes. So if
Okay.
anybody wants to reach out to Julie,
Please
they
do.
will know how.
Yeah.
And then you also have a website and you're on Instagram.
And yes, I have my personal Facebook page, a professional Facebook page, and then I also have a special VIP group for women who are part of the project or they've been interested and are not yet willing to pull the trigger. Where we talk a lot about age and
I love that.
yeah, in positive ways and funny ways. And
I
stuff
love
like
it.
that.
Julie, thank you so much for
Thank
being with
you.
us today.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
And tune in next week for another episode of
Help, Nobody Told Me.
Make sure you subscribe and share this episode if you think somebody could benefit from it.
I would love it.